name's Kate Chivers and I'm a partner here at Turner Hopkins, the best local law firm on the shore. So, you're a first home buyer. What advice do you need? Get your ducks in a row. Get your lawyer. Your expert is here on your side to help you with your purchase from woe to go. Get a good mortgage broker and get a good real estate agent that you trust. Together, the three of us will help you step by step work through the process and get you into your dream first home. If you're looking at buying a commercial property, you need a commercial property expert. There are commercial real estate agents out there, just like there are commercial real estate lawyers. There are a lot of nuances between commercial property and residential property, the tenancy situation, GST situation, and even the financing of purchase is very different for a commercial property when you compare it to a residential property. My advice to everybody is if you're thinking about building a commercial property portfolio, come and talk to us. We will sit down with you and possibly your accountant and get a plan in place. Once that plan's in place, you can execute it with the knowledge that you've got the support of experts around you. I think buyers, when we're talking about residential buyers at least, will buy with their heart and they'll be passionate. They'll see their dreams and their futures in that residential property, their dream home. And then if you're talking about an investor buying a residential property, they might bring some of that over and rather purchase on the dream rather than the numbers. So I think the first thing is you need to know why you're buying the property. Once you know what property it is that you're looking at and why you're looking at that particular property, i.e. is it for residential purchase to living or are you investing, then you've also got to do your homework around the area, around the pricing. Don't jump in and make an offer. Let's talk first. That's what I would say is the first mistake a potential buyer makes, is that they make a decision with their heart and not their head. I would like you to get your ducks in a row, your mortgage broker and your lawyer, and we can look at doing some pre-purchase due diligence, perhaps in the area and not on the property, and then we can really hone down on the property that you want and need, that works for your needs. So if you're looking at purchasing a franchise, one of the first things I would do is go through the franchise agreement with you. First and foremost, it's a contract and it's an agreement between the franchisor and the franchisee. You would be the franchisee and you need to know that the numbers stack up and your obligations under the contract can be met. It is very technical and that's why you shouldn't go into this on your own without the correct legal advice, accountancy advice, and doing due diligence on the franchisor as well. How do you as a parent fund your children into their first home? And should you? That's another question that should be addressed as well. Well, the first thing is that you have to make sure that the money that you give your children is protected. And if you're buying together rather than just giving the money over as a gift, then have some protocols in place. You don't want to give them the money and then for them to go off on a world trip. You want them to invest in their future and buy a home, right? So you want separate legal advice. You don't want to be involved in the purchase process per se. You want to know how this money that you're giving your children is protected, and we can help you with that. It would be a different matter if you were going to fund the purchase by doing a joint business venture essentially with your children and becoming a joint owner of that property. That would require something that we would call a property sharing agreement. A property sharing agreement sets down a contract between the parties that are purchasing the property together as to how the bills will be paid, the mortgage will be paid, and what will happen if one of the parties wants to sell or you get into a disagreement. So don't go into these things without getting legal advice first. That's my number one advice to you, or my number one suggestion to you, is don't go into this process without getting legal advice first, and get independent legal advice. Let your children speak to their lawyer. You come to speak to me and I'll help you.